Good evening, race fans. Thank you for tuning in tonight. The first race of the 2024A Stay Tuned Sports Truck Series here in the Elite Racing Leagues, the Daytona 250. Finally getting speed weeks well and truly underway here in Elite Racing Leagues. Hello, everyone. I'm Zach Evans, joining tonight with Dave Huckleberry to bring you tonight's broadcast of this season opener for the Truck Series. David, new season. I know you're probably just as excited as I am to get this week underway. What are your thoughts going into tonight?
Oh, I always love the first race. It's a Daytona. It's exciting, and then we get a whole bunch of new names to learn and new characters, and like starting a whole new story all over again.
And that's especially true in this truck series, kind of a feeder series for Elite. Lots of guys showing up tonight that we have not seen here on the Elite Racing Network before. But they get to race against some of the veterans too, as we look at the starting lineup for tonight's race. And you want to talk about veterans? Who else would you expect to be on the pole at Daytona, other than Jeff Green in that truck number 38? Tyler Fody joining him on the front row. Trey Eidson and R.C. Enerson on row 2. Daniel Martinez qualified 5th, followed by Dustin Dewar, David Carpenter, Frank Fody, good qualifying run for Frank, Raymond Hanneman, Chase Cabry, David Westergreen, and Justin Fuller.
Next 12, we have Ethan Burrell, another former champion, joining us. Leighton Norgard, Jesse Racimus, Brandon Key, Robert Hill, our broadcasting buddy, Michael Goodman, Scott Haney, Andrew Rucker, newcomer Harrison Whitehead, Kendall Noah Player. We asked him what about his name. He's going to be Player now, so Kendall Player. Caleb Pecumer and William White rounding out the 24th spot.
As we go further into the lineup here, looking at Joshua Personette, Mitch Javier, Jay Kaner, Cody McCorkle, Chad Frankenfield, Sean Ryan, Tyler Dixon, Harrison Talon, Josh Adams, Johnny Thomas, Vincent Isabella, and Joe Francis.
And then we got Michael Hussack, Andrew Hardcastle, Gerald Campbell, who left the booth to go back and cause mayhem on the track, is in the 00, starting 39th. Mark Rebelis, Seth Rawls, Sam Batwell, Ty McIntosh, Jaden Racimus, Jake Scarborough, Joshua Freed, Robert Smith, Carlos Acosta. I think that might be the last one. Oh, I would be wrong.
Yeah, well,
I don't
some of
think
these
all
guys
these
are not
starting.
Not all of these are starting, and unfortunately, it just shows the qualifying results. So with this first race, of course, as you can see, we had more than 50 entries for tonight. Only 43 of these trucks are starting. Some of them who qualified outside the top 43 are starting based on points finishes from last season. They're getting provisionals. Jaden Racimus, I see, still on track, being one of those. He qualified 44th. Some of the others, some of the trucks ahead of that did not have provisionals will not be making the field. So we'll tried to get that cleared up for you as we get this race underway. But the pace lap is underway, field on the backstretch, and we're getting ready to go green flag racing.
New paint schemes to learn, new numbers. Here we go.
Oh, it's going to be an adventure for all of us tonight, but we're so excited to be able to bring you the Daytona 250 to kick off Home Place Beer Speed Weeks here in the Elite Racing Leagues. Of course, Grand National with the Xfinity cars tomorrow night, and it all caps off with the Home Place Beer Daytona 500 on Wednesday. Be sure to watch all of that all week long on the Elite Racing Network. But now, getting ready to go green on the Daytona 250, Jeff Green and Tyler Fody on the front row, as we'll see the pace truck duck down pit road. And the former Busch Series champion will lead the field to green. We are underway to kick off the 2024A Stay Tuned Sports Truck Series season. Jeff Green getting pretty good jump. And that. Okay, so that's interesting. I believe he called out over the radio. He's calling that he received a black flag. Maybe he got too good of a jump.
Maybe.
That'd be. It sounds like he is indeed being black flagged for that start. So tough break there. He'll be coming down pit road to serve that penalty.
We will not repeat what he
Tyler
said.
Fode is going to be the leader. He's displeased with himself. We'll say that. And he's going to pit road. Man, well, fortunately, plenty of time to get back in this one for Jeff Green, but not the start to the night you hope for. Maybe he can get a quick yellow before he loses a lap. But that'll be a drive-through penalty for Jeff Green for jumping the initial start. You have to wait for the flagman on the initial start. Leader does not control the restart for the initial green flag. Man. So up front, Tyler Fode is in that 40 truck on the inside. Dustin Dewar, teammate to Jeff Green, leading the outside line. That's Harrison Talon on pit road.
Yeah, that's kind of cool
graphic.
So somebody got sent home and then somebody doesn't start? What the heck?
Well, you hate to see that.
Sorry to those who went home.
So one interesting thing to note here, and unfortunately we don't have with our graphics software and Dave punching the buttons over there, a good way to clean this up for you. You are not seeing double. There are two Fodes currently in the top three. Tyler Fode, a champion in pretty much every Elite Series, is in the inside line in that gray 40 truck. That's his father, Frank Fode, who's really just in the past season or so really started to stretch out his legs and join us here in the Elite Racing Leagues, and now jumping into Truck Series. He's currently pushing Dustin Dewar on that outside line in the 41 truck. Unfortunately, we don't have a way to put an initial on that ticker, so just Tyler's in the 40, Frank's in the 41. Unfortunately, that's really the best we can do for you.
Have we decided what we call them? Are those faux tie or fotisses? What's two Fodes?
Fodes? I think Fodes. I think just Fodes.
Do we have two Racemi tonight?
I believe we do have both.
Yes, Jaden and
Racemi tonight.
Yep. Jaden and Jesse both qualified.
Sometimes it is a family affair here in the Elite Racing Leagues. Field still 2 by 2 by 2 as we start lap 5 of this one. There will be 2, and I put this in air quotes for people who are more familiar with the real world of NASCAR racing, stages at laps 30 and 60, if I am remembering that correctly.
Yes, I believe so. I think I have
that
on
correct.
A cool little graphic here. Oh.
So those will come at lap 30. Yep, stages at 30 and 60. However, there will not be a caution at those stages, so it won't function exactly like the stages you see in NASCAR. We will stay green if we are racing at that point, but the drivers will receive stage points if they are running in the top 10, and there's a playoff point to the winner of those 2 stages. Stages typically see those in the full length, full distance races
car going
here
around.
in Elite. Oh, we've got a car around. Oh, that's a big wreck. Trey Eidson's involved. Andrew Rucker's involved. I believe Jonathan Cutlett may be involved. Boy, we're going to have to
Joshua
get a
Freed,
replay here.
Yeah.
I think we're looking at... we'll take a look at the Mark Revlos replay machine here and see exactly what happened to trigger this. It definitely started further ahead of this point, as we're looking at Josh Freed right now in the 25.
Yeah, it started out there like P7, somewhere around in there.
Oh, and then we get chain reaction right in front of Josh Freed. These guys checking up start bouncing off each other. It looks like Josh has got to get through it pretty clean. He ducked off to the grass, and so the 11 gets into Harrison Whitehead, the 11 being Daniel Martinez, last season's Daytona winner. And there you see Andrew Rucker. There you see Trey Eidson, the 77 involved. I believe that was the 77 that rolled down and collected another truck once it slid off the banking. Couldn't quite tell who that was. So now we'll look from Daniel Martinez's perspective.
77.
Yep, just gets into the right rear. Daniel Martinez saying his screen blinked, and that was the reason for the sudden move to the right, and of course the contact that followed. Which definitely makes sense. Daniel, pretty, like I mentioned, winner here one season ago. That was Josh Personette in the 23 we saw get collected from that other angle. We'll get another look what he saw here on the replay machine. So right here, he's looking pretty good, but right then,
turns him up in front of him.
Yeah, and nowhere for Joshua Personette to go. He's got to come back down the hill again to the 59 and the 04. The 59 being Caleb Acumer. The 04 belonging to Tyler Dixon.
Lots of pit action.
Naturally, lots of guys taking that opportunity to come down pit road.
Get rid of those 8-lap old tires.
So teams do have 3 sets of tires waiting for them in the pits for this race. I imagine a lot of guys, if nothing else, they probably took this opportunity to, even if they didn't take tires, they might have fueled up here. Give themselves a little more flexibility on their pit strategy as we get further into this race if we do get a green flag run. You want to pay some bills here while we're under our first caution?
We can do that. We'll step away for a second. Be right back.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
The NASCAR Cup Series returns to Worldwide Technology Raceway on June 1st and 2nd, 2024. The time to get your tickets is now. For only $10 down, you can lock in your seats for an incredible weekend of family fun, featuring the Enjoy Illinois 300 and the Confluence Music Festival. Racing, music, camping, it all adds up to one amazing party. Go to www.raceway.com for the hottest ticket of the year.
Welcome back here on the Elite Racing Network. Thank you to all of our sponsors who help make this production and this league racing possible. As you can see, working our first caution of the night in the Daytona 250 to start the 2024 A season of the Stay Tuned Sports Podcast Truck Series. Looking through the field here as we get ready for this restart. Checking out some new names, some new faces, some new paint schemes to start a new season. Always exciting. Raymond Hanneman being one of those new names. We see he's the highest running rookie at the moment at this early stage of the race. Up front, Dustin Dewar, Leighton Norgard will lead the field to the green flag. Lights are out on the pace truck. Field doubled up as they make their way out of turn 4 at the virtual World Center of Racing. pace truck is off. And we are back underway here at Daytona. Dustin Dewar leading the field. See Frank Fody behind him in the 41. David Westergreen. You'll be hearing his dulcet tones on Wednesday nights here in the booth, but right now he's behind the wheel and pushing Leighton Norgard in that 8. It's 18 on his truck. Unfortunately, one of those opening night gremlins.
He'll be 18 next week.
He'll be 18 next week. No fault of his own. Another driver was given truck number 18 when he registered before David got here. So unfortunately, the system gave him 33, even though he is supposed to have 18, and the 18 is painted on the truck accordingly. That 18, part of a throwback scheme to Bobby Hamilton. Love that. And that 18 truck trying to push the 12 truck out front as we get underway here at Daytona. 11 laps, or working lap 11, I should say. Starting to see a third line form out there. Not sure
55?
if I'm one of the drivers, I would be in love with that. Yeah, 55 leading that train. That's Justin Fuller. And Leighton Norgard's got to jump up in front of him. And they're 3 wide across the line to start lap 12.
What the heck?
Man, it's early for this, but these guys are ready to go here at Daytona. And David Westergreen's going to get out in front here in that 18 truck with teammate Vincent Isabella giving him the push. Actually, I don't know if they're teammates in this league or not. I might be. Yes, they are. Okay, cool. I am not. They are teammates in another league. I shouldn't have assumed, but yes. Also teammates here driving for Lake Norman Motorsports as we see the 55 fall back in line. That 55 truck of Justin Fuller. I mean, just that quickly, he was up front, and now he's 15th. That's how it happens at Daytona, especially with these trucks. Kind of back down to a double file up front. Well, no, Justin Fuller has other plans. He's got to try and get that outside rolling again. As we look further up front, David Westergreen leading the way in the white 18. Vincent Isabella now to his outside in that 3 truck. Now Vincent Isabella will jump down in front of David Westergreen, so those teammates will hook up. Dustin Dewar, the 3rd truck in that bottom lane. Jesse Racimus leading the top side in that 70 truck, with Chase Cabry lined up behind him. Well, they were. Now they've shuffled a little bit off turn 4. Vincent Isabella definitely got to try to work both lanes here and keep those Lake Norman trucks up front. But Dustin Dewar giving a huge push to David Westergreen on the inside line. And it's got to get the 18 out front. Now Dustin Dewar jumps to the outside. Lots of moving and shaking already. I mean, not even 20 laps into this race. We were talking about Frank Fody earlier, kind of one of the newcomers here in Elite. But almost raced his way into the Daytona 500 as an open driver through the duels last Wednesday night. Looking pretty sporty again tonight here at Daytona. Dustin Dewar, Vincent Isabella up front. Now Isabella getting the push from Chase Cabry.
Doubled up most of the way back now.
I'm sorry?
We're doubled up most of the way back.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. Side by side. And now again, Isabella's got to keep working back and forth as much as he can. Try to check up that outside line when it gets a run.
Did I surprise you when I spoke, Zach? I know Who's that voice? Who's that voice?
We're gonna get you out of your shell a little bit this season, Dave. It's all good, Dave. Dave, mashing the buttons here, giving you these camera angles all night long. Of course, all the production elements we see throughout the season, as well as on Wednesday nights, our premiere night with the Elite Belly Up Sports Cup Series. I did good. I didn't call it by the old name.
That's right.
New title sponsor this season after several years of support from the fine folks at Join APS. But now it's the Belly Up Sports Cup Series. It's the first race of the season for all of us. Got to learn these new names, these new trucks, a couple new sponsors, which is a good problem to have.
Oh yeah, definitely. Field's making its way around the Ford truck. Is that Tyler Dixon going a lap down?
The 04 indeed is Tyler Dixon. And of course, of note here, one of the rules kind of particular to the super speedways here at Elite. If you fall 6 laps down, you will be asked to park your vehicle for the evening. That's mostly just to keep guys who, after they've been in a wreck, they get a lot of damage repaired and then they go out and they have no chance of being at speed. They're just kind of in the way, and it creates real big problems when you see a pack like this 3 wide trying to navigate around a truck like that that's 30 miles per hour off the pace. So that's just the easiest way to make sure that doesn't happen. If you fall a certain number of laps down, you're asked to park it for the night.
I think so far we've parked Harrison Talon, of course, who never came out onto the track.
He never got up to speed, correct? So he is
Josh
done.
Personette has been parked, Trey Eidson, and those are the 3. No, Trey Eidson's actually still out there.
I was about to say.
Yep, yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say. I'm only seeing him 1 lap down. And of course, we just saw Tyler Dixon lose his lap. As that 3 wide starting to form once again as we work lap 18. Vincent Isabel leading the bottom. Jesse Racimas in the middle. And now that top lane getting a run with who else? Remember him? Jeff Green. He started on the pole. That caution worked out great for him. He had that drive-through penalty, but now he's been able to get back up front.
No harm, no foul.
No harm, no... Well, I say that. I think he might have got a piece of the wall, and now they're bouncing off each other here. Oh, we are wrecking. They wrecked behind that, I believe. The caution is out.
I don't know what that's going to be, where that's at.
And I think it must have been kind of a chain reaction after somebody. I might have been Jeff Green, but that somebody brushed the wall and it kind of stacked everybody up.
Let's just jump in the middle of the pack here and see what we can see.
Let's see. Who are we on board with here, Dave?
The 84, Harrison Whitehead.
Harrison Whitehead.
There it is.
Oh, and there's somebody sideways, and that turns, I believe that's Josh Freed that went head on into the wall.
Go back and ride with Josh and see if we can see a little closer who caused that.
So Josh Freed here in that 25 truck. So there's where you kind of see the stack up. Oh, they're 4 wide there in front of him. And then Freed, I think, got into the back of maybe Sam Boutwell. Probably a little bit of a checkup involved there. And that's what really gets everybody out of shape and running into each other finally. Kind of a domino effect. Unfortunately, I think Josh Freed got the worst of it there with the head-on impact into the wall.
Riding with Mitch Javier now.
So yeah, there you can see where they start getting out of shape. Josh Freed goes into the wall. Hosek slides down right in front of Javier. He's got to take a pretty good shot into the inside wall too. Javier. Tough break for him, kind of minding his own business there. That's what happens at Daytona, though.
Oh, well, I can pay some bills on the Stay Tuned Sports podcast. They are our series sponsor. Stay Tuned Sports was started in 2016 by 2 friends, even though hating each other's teams, with the purpose of producing a sports show like no other. They wanted to create a show that would cover all major sports with a little bit of comedy mixed in. Stay Tuned Sports releases weekly episodes covering NFL, NHL, Major League Baseball, and even some college football. So if you're looking for some hot takes mixed in with some good ball busting, then this is the show for you. Stay Tuned Sports, your home for sports nonsense. Our premier sponsors for this season are Blue Egg Marketing. Blue Egg Marketing is the marketing department for small businesses. Small business owners, Blue Egg is your biggest fan. And Worldwide Technology Raceway. Worldwide Technology Raceway is a motorsport racing facility in Madison, Illinois, just east of St. Louis, Missouri. It features a 1.25-mile NASCAR Cup Series track, also hosts the Craftsman Truck Series and IndyCar Series. They have a 2-mile infield road course used by Trans Am, SCCA, and Porsche Club of America, a quarter-mile NHRA drag strip that hosts the Midwest Nationals, and a Kartplex, a state-of-the-art karting facility. Those are our sponsors for this evening, Zach.
And again, we want to thank all those sponsors for supporting us here at the Elite Racing Network. Interesting to note there. We saw Chase Cabre do the old, the Deke. I'm going to pit. Never mind. No, I'm not. Not a lot of people followed him. Jesse Racimas stayed out. Third place, Jay Kaner stayed out. They have not pitted at all. They are still on the fuel they had to start tonight. Scott Haney and a few trucks behind him, Jaden Racimas, Andrew Hardcastle, and Gerald Campbell had pitted under the prior caution. So they have a little more fuel than the three up front. And then Vincent Isabella is your first truck off pit road from the group that pitted under this caution. Everybody behind that, Jeff Green, Dustin Dewar, and so on and so forth, pitted under this caution. So that's got to be interesting because, again, there is the stage break as we see Justin Fuller is going to take this chance to presumably top off and get just a little bit more fuel in that 55 truck before we go green. Again, we do have the stage coming at lap 30, and there will be stage points on the line for the top 10 and the playoff point for the stage winner, but there will not be a caution. So if we stay green through that point, that could impact how the night plays out for these guys who opted to stay out here instead of going ahead and getting a little fuel in truck. Probably even saw some guys take tires there under that stop if I had the wager. And we'll see how that plays out from a strategy standpoint as we go further into the evening. Field doubled up on the backstretch, getting ready for a restart here. Chase Cabre, Jesse Racimas, as we mentioned, staying out under this caution. They will lead the field to green this time.
You're not recording the football game and watching it later, are you? So if I say anything, I won't be spoiling it for you?
No, if you can feel free to spoil the foosball.
The Lions were up 24-7 and have given up 17 straight. Now it's 24-24 in the third quarter.
I have a buddy I used to work with that is probably not handling that well. His family's from Detroit, big Lions fan. Probably not in a good cardiorespiratory state at the moment. I wouldn't be in a good cardiorespiratory state if I was in this field right now either. But we're getting ready to go back green here, starting lap 23 here in the Daytona 250. Chase Cabre leading the field. Going through the gears as we get back underway. Jesse Racimas will try to get that outside line rolling. Scott Haney, I mentioned it's a new season, new paint schemes, new numbers. It might take me 3 weeks before I get used to Scott Haney being in a 17. I swear, as long as I've been in Elite, he's been in that 3 truck. This season, Vincent Isabella is 3, and Scott Haney is 17. That's going to take some getting used to. I'm going to be real honest with you, Dave.
Nah, we all need challenges in our lives.
Oh, that will be one of them. But Scott Haney looking pretty good at the moment, side by side with Jay Kaner as they battle for that third spot, the top 2 of Racimus and oh,
Whoa, bouncing off the wall up there.
yeah, that kind of broke up this pack a little bit. It seems like we're staying green, but Frank and Tyler Fody, they're gonna just manage to stay in that draft.
Ooh, contact Haney into the Racimus.
Oh man, just so tight, especially this early on. Really surprising to see how much three-wide racing, close quarters racing we're seeing. Obviously, there's not really too many places to hide at Daytona, but definitely some really close quarter stuff early on in this one. As now this second pack has got to try and get back connected here. Looks like they're going to get worked out here now, but it took them a lap or two to kind of get back in formation and get Brandon Key and the rest of these guys closed back in. Is that a little bit of damage I see on Brandon Key? No, I'm looking at Chad Frankenfield's truck. No, I think he's all right. It was an optical illusion with the stripes he's got going on the back of that 15 truck. I thought it was damage at first glance.
He's going to try to hide his damage with his paint scheme.
Oh, I guarantee at some point between now and the end of the season, that 15 truck will have damage.
Yeah, it's funny you said by the end of the season.
Look, I am being
stage. Did you mean to say stage?
Optimistic, man. I am a glass half full kind of guy. I'm not, but we're gonna pretend I am for the sake of this broadcast. So yeah, now these top 20 trucks or so have gotten formed back up after that little shuffle. Yeah, top 21 kind of all in this first pack. Oh! Vincent Isabel almost going onto the grass there. Another one goes way out of shape behind that. I believe that was Chad Frankenfield. He's calling for, yeah, that was him. He's the one calling, he's asking for a little assistance from race control because he got shoved technically through the pit exit. So it's telling him he sped on pit road. Obviously, he never actually touched pit road. That is how that works sometimes on iRacing.
I love that race control though told him, I'm reviewing that. Made him wait.
Of course. Gotta make him sweat it out. Oh. As that outside line again, getting rolling here. Frank Fody leading the charge with the...
Oh, we're going around.
Oh no!
William White.
Oh! I think I saw Jaden Racimus go head on into the wall, or excuse me, Jesse Racimus. No, that would have been Jaden. William White involved. We'll take a look at the replay.
Rebelous replay machine.
And
ooh.
Oh, so it starts with Dustin Dewar and Raymond Hannaford making contact. And they get into William White and Jaden Racimus. So let's see.
Yep,
yeah,
a little bit of
netcode there. Mm-hmm. And poor William White. I believe that was David Carpenter that got some of that as well. Another truck that couldn't quite make out in front of Carpenter got a piece as well.
Up on David
take
Carpenter
a look
here.
Yeah. See what he saw. It's not going to be good, I promise. So there's where the wrecking begins. He's on the brakes here trying to get slowed up. Oh, so Sam Boutwell got a piece of William White, and then that shot him kind of in front of Carpenter who also, that's Joe Francis into 35 that kind of got squeezed into the wall there. Probably not huge damage, but every little bit matters at a place like Daytona. So the worst part, I mean, for a lot of these guys, you're falling so close to the guy in front of you. Like right there, the guys like the Dave Carpenter or the 5 truck of Sean Ryan, they might not have even known William White was there until either a last-minute maneuver by the guy in front of him or Sam Boutwell literally hitting him and then deflecting. This is what William White saw, and it's not going to be pretty. Ugh. You get sideways, and you're thinking, I haven't hit anything too hard yet, but I'm sideways in the middle of the track. Please don't hit me. Please don't hit me. Please don't hit me. Unfortunately, did not work out for William White. And that 43 from the Abbott Motorsports camp. One of our drivers from across the pond, as they say. So we'll have to get, and unfortunately, I'm sure this was discussed, tally netcode, the report from race control.
Is he giving the tally to the netcode?
I believe that's netcode's gonna get parked by the end of the season.
We only have one more, and then they're out of here.
And one more netcode, and then netcode has to leave. I don't think that's how that works. I am unsure. Unfortunately, I'm sure this was discussed in the race chat, but we were looking over the replays, and I wasn't able to listen in. That was certainly, we are at the stage break here. I'm not sure who gets the stage points if they went by. I'm assuming they went by the running order before they all came to pit road under this caution, but I hate to assume.
Excuse me. Got to hit my cough button.
You'll have that. So now, it'll be Frank Fody leading the field to green as they double up for this restart. Jeff Green, Tyler Fody, David Westergreen, Brandon Key. Just some of the front runners we have getting ready for this restart. "31 laps down, our first stage breakdown, even if we ended up actually getting a break, unfortunately, from that incident out of it. Again, there won't be cautions for the stages, but we just kind of regularly got a caution that time. Still plenty of racing left to go here into Daytona 250 to start the 2024A Truck Series season here in Elite. And man, what a season it's going to be. Some really interesting races on the schedule this season. We'll be able to talk about that more, I'm sure, under the next caution. I hate to say it like that. I don't think we're gonna go 60. I don't think we're gonna go to 69 lap screen, Dave.
That would be odd at Daytona.
I've been wrong before, but I feel pretty good about that one. So we'll talk about that schedule and some of the unique tracks on it for the 2024A season at the next opportunity we get. But right now the focus is Daytona as we get ready to go back green to start lap 32 of 100 tonight. Frank Fody rolling through the restart zone, and we are back underway. Frank Fody, huge
Who are you going to get mad at there?
Huge push from the sun there, Tyler Fody in the 40 truck to get him rolling. As we get back underway, now that outside line trying to get formed up here. Jeff Green going to go back out front, at least for now, but here comes that inside line again. And now it's going to be Frank Fody back to the front. It's not Caleb Kumer in the lead.
Yeah, I don't know what's up
Ticker
with
is
that.
misbehaving. Ticker misbehaving.
Don't freak out on me. I'm going to. There, maybe.
I got you.
Do we really have Jeff Green in the lead now? Okay.
Now it fixed itself, it appears.
Okay, cool.
We did not have to disappear. The Fodys fighting their way to the front of the field here on that inside line. We see one truck well back in the field, ducking out of line.
We didn't get back that far to see who it was.
That's all right. I believe it was Robert Hill.
Anybody's going to get out line, it'll be Robert.
Oh, man. Almost out of shape up front, but we keep them pointed in the right direction. I think there may have been a little bit of net code, maybe between the 40 and the 18 there, but no harm, no foul. Still, father and son, Frank and Tyler Fody, trying to lead that bottom lane, while Jeff Green, David Westergreen. No relation, get it? Because they both have Green in their name.
Right.
On the top side. Oh, here we go. We're going to try and get... Oh, nope. Chase Cabrey thought better of it. He took a little peek, just a little peek to the outside. And decided, nope, I think I'll hang tight right here for now. Third truck in that outside line, the 39 truck. Josh Adams, that third truck on the inside line. And the 01. We need to get a few of these guys some sponsors.
Yeah, I think this is a one-off for Josh. He contacted me late in the day and asked if he could run. Dad approved it. Everybody,
no!
Going around. Brandon Key involved there.
That collected. Yep, saw Brandon Key. Hossack involved. William White's in this one. Sean Ryan in the 5 truck. Ethan Burrell in the 37. Oh, man.
All right, let's see what we can find here.
That's Brandon Key into 21. I believe that was the first truck I saw sideways. We'll see what happened here. Oh, I think it's got to start with the 9 into 17.
Yep.
It did. And then the 17 comes down with a little bit of net code into the 21. And then, yeah. So it looks like maybe... I don't think Jay wanted to be there. Unfortunately, I mean, it is his contact that starts it, but the 17 kind of wiggled a little bit in front of him, and Jay was definitely... I feel like he was trying to stay behind the 17 and keep pushing him, literally or metaphorically, but once they got kind of out of shape, he couldn't get line back up with him, and that led to the contact, and then you see there's Hossack, there's Sean Ryan, Sean Ryan. William White just barely getting a piece of it. He almost made it through after ducking onto the grass.
Oh, Ethan got crunched between Racimus and the 5 car of Sean Ryan.
Yeah. Ooh. No. Eh. All right. Yeah. You don't love to see that.
No?
The wreck's over. Why are you almost running over me? But they got through it. No harm, no foul. Oh!
Oh!
Adding
Who's that, the
insult to
84
injury there
car?
for Ethan Burrell. Yeah, the 84 Harrison Whitehead didn't quite get woed up in time. We'll see what he saw. Probably not much. He was right there beside Mark Rebelos. I know Rebelos got into it. Yep, I'm slow. I'm trying. They're wrecking. I'm good. Oh no.
Oh.
Nope, I'm good. Oh, we're doing great. Oh, dadgummit, there's one more.
He could have hit 5 other trucks, but he hit one.
Indiana Jones almost made it out of the temple.
Everybody pits, but Robert Hill.
Leave it to old Bobby Mountain to decide he needs some TV time here.
That beautiful looking Huck's truck.
I was waiting for you to say something about that. Old Dave Huck riding on board. Robert Hill joining us from north of the border.
I had 2 trucks tonight, but Mr. Personette didn't make it long enough to get him some TV time. Always next week.
Listening in on race control, I'm sure he'll pop up on the screen here shortly. It sounds like that has been ruled a racing incident.
Or maybe he'll call it a tally on the race. We'll see.
Gerald Campbell.
He's been pretty well behaved so far.
So far. Of course, that's who, if you're regulars with us here in the Truck Series, you're used to hearing his voice on Sunday nights, but he's been promoted to the Cup booth this season. So you'll hear him on Wednesday for the 10th running of the Home Place Beer Daytona 500.
Have you had a chance to take in his podcast?
I did listen to the Simply Racing podcast this week. I admit I did not catch the first one, but I did catch episode 2. Enjoyed all of their discussion of the duels. And, of course, previewing the 500. Tyler Fody taking the lap around Nürburgring, running the gauntlet.
Yep, that was pretty good. We got to remember when we do the final lap so that he's going to show the last lap of all the other series. So got to make that call memorable because you're going to be showing up on the podcast every week.
Well, hopefully they'll give me something memorable to talk about here
That's
on
right.
the track, right?
You can only work with what you got or you're given. So.
Yeah. You know, I can only cook with the groceries that are brought to the kitchen. So we see the field doubled up. Getting ready for another restart here. Robert Hill and Chase Cabre got to be the front row for this restart. Tyler Fody, Jeff Green, Frank Fody, Leighton Norgard, David Westergreen, Josh Adams, Andrew Rucker, Dustin Dewar. Your front 5 rows here as we get ready to go back green. Not quite halfway here in the Daytona 250 to start the season. Getting ready for our 4th restart of the night. Pace truck is off. Robert Hill in that 95 Huck truck, leading the field through the restart box and back to green. Pretty big jump there for Robert on the outside, or the inside rather. But Tyler Fode's gonna get right back with him here. Chase Cabre gotta get the push to the front on the outside with Jeff Green and Leighton Norgard behind him. For folks who might be new to Elite, well, Chase Cabre is new to Elite, but yes, if you remember that name from, you know, what is now the ARCA East Series, yes, it's that Chase Cabre. And if you recognize that name from the Cup Series, or what is now the Xfinity Series, yes, it's that Jeff Green. Not uncommon to see some real-world racers join us here in Elite. R.C. Enerson, the open wheel IndyCar driver, also in this field. Hanging out in the 11th spot right now. See him on that outside lane. He's in a white truck right in front of Gerald Campbell's black and green 00. Kind of hard to see right now, but I promise that's him. There he is. That's RC. Hi, RC. Usually one we always have to watch here at the road courses in Elite. That's Chase Cabre getting a little bit of a push there. He's got to lead this lap. And now he's got to drop to the bottom. Get down in front of Robert Hill. He's got to put Jeff Green and Leighton Norgard. Josh Adams leading that outside lane. I see the Fodes have once again gotten together. Oh, Robert Hill has decided he's had enough fun, I guess. He is on the apron. He is dropping back. And now Jeff Green and Leighton Norgard drop to the bottom. They get out front. And Leighton Norgard got to jump outside, get in front of Josh Adams, and hope the 01 can push him to the front here. We see right here shortly, they're going to pass a slow truck on the apron. That's the 17 of Scott Haney. Might have. He was there. Okay.
Now he's up high.
Yeah. Anyway. Back up front. Jeff Green on the inside of Leighton Norgard on the outside. Working lap 44 of 100. Jeff Green, so good in the super speedway races here in Elite. Always won. Really, that whole do-good team, you always have to keep an eye on here in the super speedway races. And right now, he's got a clean view out the front, except for those couple of slower trucks. See Josh Freed working his way. That's the truck now on the apron getting past. He'll be trying his best to stay above 6 laps down. He's halfway there right now. And now Justin Fuller. He's got to lose his 3rd lap as he gets... Oh! Gerald Campbell had started to look at 3 wide, and then he just found the 55 sitting right there instead, so he's had to completely back out of it. He's got to fall all the way to the back of this pack. Tough break for Gerald Campbell in the 00 there. Nothing Fuller could do. He had done everything he could to stay out of leader's way, but unfortunately that 3rd, I won't even call it a 3rd lane in for him, but Gerald was trying to make it happen.
I did hear him say he was going to stay high, too.
And that's all you can ask from these guys when they do go a lap down. You know, just hold a line. Be predictable. Let us get around you. Coming to the line to start lap 67, Jeff Green leading the way at the moment. Side by side racing all the way through this field. Not that we'd expect anything less at Daytona.
Knock on wood, it has been a little cleaner than I thought.
It's tidied up a little bit since our last caution. Vincent Isabella keeps thinking about trying to make it 3 wide in that 3 truck, currently running in the 14th position. There he goes again. I think he actually, Sam Boutwell thought about it and then decided against it. Just really not getting the help he's looking for. Now Vincent Isabella will duck back in line. I almost wonder with the runs he's getting, obviously it's stalling out once no one goes upstairs with him, but I almost wonder if there might not be some floating, maybe some fuel management going on in this pack. Maybe some guys not quite going 100% to try and stretch the fuel. Obviously, they can't make it all the way from here, but maybe they're looking at a number, doing some math, and trying to figure out how they can maybe one-stop it from here. Of course, they pitted at lap 37 under that last caution. Coming to the line to start lap 49 now. And new leader, 40 truck, Tyler Fody. If you're new here in the elite world, that's a name you're gonna hear a lot, Tyler Fody. He's a 2-time champion in this series. He's won close to 75 races across the elite banner. 17 here in the truck series, more than anybody else in the truck series. 17 cup wins, 33 Grand National wins. All of those tops of those series on the career list.
Our number 1 driver for 20, isn't he?
I believe so.
I didn't make the list, but
Neither did I. I didn't race, so
I had 1 ARCA start.
that's probably, I might have ran some in 2023. I can't remember, but
Now we're 3 wide.
now we're 3 wide. Now we're starting to get that third lane going. Now, let's see, that's Dustin Dewar leading the outside line. He's got R.C. Enerson and Daniel Martinez supporting him. Daniel Martinez, again, winner of this race 1 season ago. Got involved in that early incident, but he's made his way back up front. And Dustin Dewar led that lap. Now he drops down to the middle lane. Oh, no!
Contact.
Oh!
RC's around.
Dewar went head on into the wall, and this has got to collect a lot of trucks. Oh, man. We'll take a look at the replay. I believe that's going to start with contact between Daniel Martinez in the 11 and R.C. Enerson in the 50. Yeah. And then right down into Dewar and Norgard, and it's got to blink a little bit, but there you see all these trucks getting involved. Chad, Frankie. Chad might have missed. No. We got to go on board with Chad. That's incredible. Dave Carpenter getting involved just a little bit. I don't know how Chad didn't just completely end up as part of Skynet after this one. Because you have no. There's smoke. There's sheet metal. So he does get into Joe Francis a little bit there. So he isn't completely clean. But right here, I thought, well, surely RC's going to get him. And he doesn't. And then surely right here, Layton's going to get him. And he doesn't. Tally on the 11 of Daniel Martinez, the word from race control.
I think it's his second.
There you see Hosek, Sam Boutwell. Oh! Sam
William White.
Boutwell launched by William White. Oh. Well.
Oh.
Yeah. Got into a couple of guys there.
Didn't slow down a whole lot.
Didn't slow down at the same rate as a lot of the trucks around him. And that's something that, fairly or unfairly, a lot of guys are going to look at that replay and they're going to ask some questions about that. They're going to be comparing it to the guys around him. They were able to slow down a lot quicker.
Well, we got all but about the top 6 of it.
Yeah, pit road, busy place once again. I mentioned the schedule for this season here in the Stay Tuned Sports Truck Series.
Yeah, I got that for you here.
Oh, we've got it on the pretty graphic, right. So,
Whoops.
oh, look at there.
Look,
Almost.
it's the wrong one. Hold on, give me a second.
Okay, I'll give you a couple of seconds.
Trucks.
Obviously, we're here at Daytona tonight. There you go. There's our schedule. Then go to Indianapolis Motor Speedway, run the oval next Sunday. Kansas. And then this stretch right here, Milwaukee, the Milwaukee Mile, Sebring. A lot of these guys have probably never raced a stock car at Sebring. A lot of these guys may not have even run Sebring. Concord. That's not Charlotte Motor Speedway. That's not the home of the Coke 600. That is Concord Speedway, the now defunct tri-oval shaped half mile, as sadly now a Copart facility. That's going to be a very interesting race. Las Vegas, Slinger. If you don't know about Slinger, quarter mile, 30 plus degrees of banking. There's going to be some hurt feelings at Slinger. I promise you that. You are not going to want to miss April 7th.
Are you going to want to sub so you can race that one?
It was so tempting when I saw this schedule. Just for Slinger alone, I wanted to run Slinger so bad, but I committed to talking to you fine people on Sunday evenings, and I stuck to my commitment. Virginia International Raceway, another road course on April 14th. Then they go on the dirt, as we typically do once a season here in the Truck Series. Eldora, April 21st. Cutoff race at Talladega. Sure, why not? And in Chicagoland, North Wilkesboro on the same week as the All-Star race in real life. Michigan, and a season finale at the Nashville Superspeedway on June 9th. If that doesn't get you excited to watch the action here on Sunday nights, I don't know what to tell you. That's a great schedule. I love that schedule. I don't know how much the drivers are going to love that schedule. They're going to be complaining a lot, probably at Sebring and VIR.
They complain anyway, so it might as well have something good to watch.
And Concord. But I'm going to have a great time watching them. And I hope you'll join me. I think my favorite part about this, normally at Daytona, I'd be stressing out right before it restarts. We see the pace truck pull off. These guys are talking about the football game. They don't have a care in the world. They're worried about the final minute of this playoff game. I'd be like, can y'all shut up?
They're debating timeouts. So I was like, we don't have any timeouts in racing.
We don't have timeouts here. You know who doesn't want a timeout right now? Tyler Fody. He's leading the way. Andrew Rucker. We've seen him a little bit, but this is, I think, about the furthest to the front we've seen that 64 truck tonight. He's given Chase Cabry a big old shove on that outside line. Now Chase Cabry's going to duck down. Andrew Rucker's leading that outside line now. With Jesse Racimus giving him the push. Ooh. Okay, I don't think he meant to do that. I don't think Jesse Racimus wanted 3 wide just yet. I think they just got a little out of shape there. And that's got to cause that second lane to back up just a little bit. Chase Cabry out front with Tyler and Frank Fody in tow. I do sense a future conflict, Dave. I don't know if you see that outside lane. There are some good friends near the front of that outside lane.
Yeah, the third car back. Fourth car back now?
Mm-hmm.
The 15 car?
Yeah. Now, well, the Andrew Rucker has jumped down. That kind of breaks it up a little bit. Of course, if you tuned in for the duels, you saw the 15 and the 64 with a little issue on the last lap of the first duel. Not the first time that's happened. Not going to be the last time that happens. Hopefully it doesn't happen tonight, but they're there. It's something to think about.
It's fuel. We don't know if it'll ignite or not.
We don't know. We don't know. This is where Gerald would say stir the pot, right?
Right.
I'm just...
Stir the...
Tyler Fody now up front. Chase Cabry can't... he ends up in that second lane. I don't know if he was terribly sure he wanted to do that, but it turned out to be the right move, at least for this moment in time. As he gets the push from Jesse Racimus and Chad Frankenfield to get out front. Now they drop down. Chad Frankenfield leading the outside lane with Cody McCorkle in that 2 truck. One of the first times we talked about Cody tonight up front. Driving the 2 for Mountain Man Motorsports.
Gerald Campbell starting to come up through the field there.
Yeah, there he is. He's that 4th truck, and well, now he's got to jump to the very top. He's got to get the 3rd lane going. He's got Josh Adams behind him, Ethan Burrell behind him. Kendall Noah Player hasn't made up his mind if he wants to go 2nd or 3rd lane yet. Now he's got to go 2nd lane. And I don't know about your screen, Dave, but that 15 truck leading the middle lane of Chad Frankenfield starting to blink on my end some.
I haven't seen him blink yet, so.
Hopefully for these competitors, they aren't seeing him blink. Hopefully that's just a me problem. It's hard to push a guy you can't see.
That's true.
It's never great to see somebody blinking, but leading a line at Daytona or Talladega is about the worst time to see somebody blink. It helped me get a win in the Truck Series, if we're honest, a couple of seasons ago at Talladega. As now Chad Frankenfield drops down in front of Chase Cabry. He's got to lead this thing. See if he gets back to the line as the leader. gets officially credited with the lap lead. Chase Cavery doesn't like that idea. Chase Cavery has officially denied the request for a lead lap by Chad Frankenfield.
I didn't like that.
No, he did not.
That took the stage point.
Oh, yeah, that was the stage. You're right. So that was more than just a lap lead. That's a playoff point and a couple of stage points and all kinds of good stuff. And now here comes that third lane with Gerald Campbell and Josh Adams.
Ethan Burrell and Jeff Green joining in the fun.
3 wide. They are requesting the lap truck of Mark Reblos to get off the banking.
Anywhere
Anywhere
but the track, please.
Anywhere but the racing surface at this present moment. There are no more lanes at the end as you see him fade backwards on the apron. Oh, man.
Little contact there. Squirts Racimus out.
He bails out. A little too dicey for his blood at this moment. I mean, we've still got 38 laps left in this thing. We've seen how quickly you can work your way back to the front. Probably a wise decision. Oh boy, really tight there between the 04 of Tyler Dixon, the 00 of Gerald Campbell coming off turn 4 there. Still 3 wide across the line. Chase Cavery's going to lead that lap. Three by three. Oh man, Tyler Dixon really squirrely there through the corner, but fortunately no contact. These trucks don't seem as settled as they normally do here at the super speedways. You've seen a lot of that wiggling and squirming through the corners. Big lane change there. Gerald Campbell out front. These front rows starting to get 2 by 2. As you see Gerald Campbell, Chase Cavery. Oh, Chase Cavery jumps out up in front. Cody McCorkle and Cody. What a push from Cody McCorkle. That's going to get Cavery back out front. And Cavery drops down in front of Gerald Campbell. Now it's Josh Adams, Ethan Burrell, Andrew Rucker trying to get that top line working. About 5 rows of 3 wide right now in this lead pack working around Daytona. "35 laps to go." There you see Cody McCorkle trying to get up in front of Chase Cavery. Really trying to work that side draft a little bit on corner entry. But here comes that outside lane. Josh Adams, can he get out front in that 01 truck from the hot top line? Chase Cavery's got to get out in front coming out turn 4 here. Man, 3 by 3 by 3. Noah didn't build the ark for this. Now that outside lane falling back just a little bit.
Ooh, contact back farther.
Oh, yeah, they get straightened out, but definitely scary moment there. If I'm one of the guys in this field, Dave, I'm starting to get really worried about Chase Cabre for no other reason. It seems like no matter what lane he's in,
he finds his way to the front.
He finds his way to lead the lap. Well, at some point, somebody has to lead the last lap. So whatever he's doing, you got to figure out how to stop it. Because it doesn't matter if you're leading in turn 1 or turn 2 or turn 3. All that matters is that start-finish line. And this time, Cody McCorkle, I think, is going to actually stay ahead of him. But again, he gets that run right through from turn 4 all the way to the tri-oval. And that's something they're going to have to reckon with at the end of this race, unless some misfortune befalls Cabre between now and then.
Probably going to have to try to get in front of him and coming out of 2 or something. If you get an opportunity, you may have to just cut up in front. Because you may not get the chance in 4.
You may not get the chance, and you may have to accept that at that point he's got to try to move around you, coming to the checkered, obviously, but yeah. So right now, Cody McCorkle leading that bottom lane in the 2. Chase Cabre leading the outside lane in the 39. Gerald Campbell into 00. Chad Frankenfield into 15 on that bottom. It's the 04 of Tyler Dixon and the 3 of Vincent Isabella behind Cabre in the top lane. As after all that 3-wide racing, we've kind of settled down into 2x2 once again. I'm sure everybody breathing a collective sigh of relief after that. There, we saw a little bit of a blink there on the
that
broadcast.
one I saw.
That one you saw. I hadn't seen one for a while, but that one we saw.
Up and under their slow car, it sounds like.
Yeah, it looks like they're catching Mark Rebelos. Currently running in the 34th position. This will be his second lap loss to the leaders. So still a ways away from following that 6th lap down where he'll be forced to park, but certainly not running at competitive speed. It'll happen sooner rather than later if he doesn't get some cautions.
Yeah, I think they'll be seeing him shortly.
A little bit of movement there from Vincent Isabella into 3. Oh, almost some contact there between Gerald Campbell and Tyler Dixon, that second row. But they stay pointed the right direction. Still 2x2 as we start lap 72 here at Daytona. Chase Cabre leading that lap. You know, a name we haven't talked about, I don't know that we've talked about at all tonight, positively or negatively. Running in that 11th spot, that blue truck in the outside lane about 6 rows back, Johnny Thomas. Another one of those guys that seems like that. This is a typical Johnny Thomas night, is it not, Dave?
Yeah, you just don't hear about him until money time.
You wait till the end, and all of a sudden, oh, hey, there's Johnny Thomas. It's won him a Daytona 500 here in Elite. Now we're getting closer and closer to crunch time, and that 83 belly-up sports truck has just kind of magically made its way to the front. Chase Cabre getting, oh man, Chase Cabry calling out that he's got to move high here. It sounds like he might have to pit.
Oh, he's got a pit. He last came in at lap 37. Tyler Fode would be in the same ballpark.
So these are the guys that didn't pit under that most recent caution.
Frank Fode as well.
So we're going to see a lot of these guys try to make their way. I mean, he's not going to make it from here.
Oh.
Ah, man. And you got to ask you. Oh, no.
Oh, truck around. Caution.
I was going to say if he had the pit, I don't know why. I would have been asking to go low instead of high. That's earlier
farther
caution,
back. Hold on.
Yeah, this is not what just happened.
Might be
So,
farther
let's
back
see.
than this. Can't see where it is right now. Go back to where Chase was.
There we go. Yeah, we might have to.
It was behind him.
I believe it was.
We're back with Goodman now.
The caution lights are already on here, so it's before
Okay.
this.
Go. The 9 truck? Okay, we can go to the 9. So maybe that's already happened?
No, he was pitting. I don't think
Okay.
it involved him. I think it happened on track. So you do see some of these people are pitting. The 9 being one of them. Yep, you can see right there near start finish. I couldn't make out what trucks did go around there. That's the 59. Okay. The 59 being Caleb Pecumer.
This should lead us there.
So there, yep, he gets into the 44. They're all trying to get kind of checked up here, and there's David Westergreen gets into him during the checkup. But that kind of all starts with everybody checking up because of the 39 trying to pit from the top lane. So I have a hard time really blaming any of those guys that ultimately made contact because they were just kind of put in a very awkward situation. Because right here, I mean, all these guys around Chase Cabry are going full song. You can see Ethan Burrell pulling down to the apron trying to keep from running into him. And he decided to get back up to speed here, but that's, the stack up happens behind him.
Because they're not sure what he's going to do, if he's going to try to come down to pit lane.
Right.
Everybody's in the pits now, though.
Oh yeah, this is definitely a welcome sight, especially for those guys who.
Bailed him out, right?
I was about to say, I think that actually worked out where the guys who came to pit road or were on pit road when the caution came out, they're going to be able to stay out here and get in front, I think. That is Jay Kaner. We saw him on pit road when the caution came out. But there's definitely some conversation in the race chat trying to figure out exactly.
So they're trying to figure it out of whether they stopped or not, or if they drove through.
Yeah. I mean, ultimately, I think this is going to be one of those situations where they're just going to have to do whatever
iRacing says, yeah.
I don't think they're going to have much of a case to argue, unfortunately. But, yeah, because Fuller, it appears, is... You see the 55 of Justin Fuller is trapped... Well, he's more than one lap down, but he's trapped as a lap down truck behind these guys who Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly. So the problem for him is he was hoping to get a wave around there, but these guys who pitted lined up in front of him, so he can't get it.
Right.
I understand the situation now.
Frustrating, but that is the rule.
That's the rule, and unfortunately, that just, he isn't able to get that wave around there. Tough break for Justin Fuller. But like we were saying about Jay Kaner and Jesse Racines, that worked out perfectly for them. They got their service and able to leapfrog all these guys who pit under to caution. And from here, I would imagine, I mean, you can tell me what the numbers, I mean, 37 to, I mean, they ran roughly 40 laps on that run, the guys who.
Right.
So
everybody's good now.
We should be good from here. So that's a great break for those two guys that they get to restart in front of the field. And as we get into the stretch run here, throw the strategy out the window, and we're going to get ready to go racing here from this point forward.
Let's play our ads one more time. We'll be right back.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing.
Or timing on my part. Sorry.
Yeah. You'll have that big-time stock car racing. Well, we are going to have in some big-time stock car racing as a big restart here as we're getting down to crunch time here in the Daytona 250 to start the 2024 A season. Jay Kaner, Jesse Racines catching that caution perfectly to get out in front of all these other guys who pitted under the yellow. They will lead the field to the green flag to get back underway. Jay Kaner in that 9 truck working his way through the gears. Chad Frankenfield behind him in the 50 side lane. Harrison Whitehead behind Jesse Racines in that second lane. And what a push he is giving Racines. They're going to get out front here. Or at least Racines is going to have the truck length advantage as they enter turn 3. Jay Kaner working the bottom now. He's got to get the push from Chad Frankenfield. Jay Kaner looks like he's going to lead this lap. As we start lap 79 here at Daytona. Kaner in the 9, Racines in the 70. Leading the way here at Daytona. It may be virtual, it may be iRacing. These may not be real trucks. But I assure you, everybody in this field wants so badly to start this season with a win at Daytona. The momentum, the prestige. Yeah, the points are nice too. Get to start the season as the points leader. Is that good, Dave?
Well, I have no overlays anymore. SDKs seem to quit working, but I still can broadcast, so we just have no fun graphics.
Well, if you had to have that happen, I'd say Daytona is a good place to have it happen. Because right here is what you need to see. All these guys, now we've got this third lane going. Tyler Fode pushing or leading that outside lane with David Westergreen behind him. We are 3 by 3 by 3 up front. We'll just have, the biggest thing is we'll have to make sure our viewers here are up. Oh no! Wreck. Westergreen's involved. Josh Adams is involved. Oh, this is so many trucks. Chase Cabry, Frank Fode, Ethan Burrell's in it. Johnny Thomas is in it. Kendall Noah player. I mean, so many trucks. Do your replays still work, Dave?
I'm going to find out here in a second.
We're going to find out together. Big 10-4.
Hey, okay.
Oh, look at that.
Got that back. All right, now what are we looking at here? Who are we looking at? Let's go Cody
Let's
McCorkle around there.
yeah, I would start somewhere around the 18 or maybe the 2. I saw the 18's rear end hiked up in the air. So here we go. 3 wide. Oh, it's actually starts at the very front there.
Yeah, with Fody.
Somebody I couldn't quite make out. I guess that would have been the 84. Just creeps up just a little bit there. Harrison Whitehead. He might have got a push from Gerald Campbell. Hard to tell. I'd have to look at it again. Either way, the 84 comes up into Tyler Fody, and then that just triggers this whole racing deal to call from race control. So yeah, I believe there was a little bit of contact there, and that leads to that. And you see everybody pile in from behind. Ethan Burrell in it. Trey Eidson in it. Did Michael Goodman miss this?
Let's see.
Wow. Oh, nope, maybe
No,
not.
no, he's not gonna.
Not much traction on that grass. So there's the smoke. He sees it. He's on the brakes, trying to get slowed down. He gets the hole. Oh, I'm gonna miss Joe Francis. That's great. Oh, and you can tell there he's on the brakes. It just won't turn.
Who was that went flying by him?
That was the 77 of Trey Eidson. That went by on the right
Yeah,
side,
there you go.
right there. So we'll see what Trey Eidson saw.
The
A
bottom.
whole lot of the underside of David Westergreen's truck. And he just kind of drives through the grass once he's free. Wee! David Westergreen had a pretty good view of the Lake Norman logos on the back of Tyler Fody's truck there. Yeah, it's hard to slow down the truck when none of the 4 wheels are touching the ground. The brakes aren't very useful in that situation.
Aren't those called air brakes? Air brakes?
No, unfortunately, the air brakes cannot deploy full rudder or anything like that.
All right, let's see what we got now to re-rack this thing.
Oh man, Jesse Racimus, Jay Kaner, Chad Frankenfield, Gerald Campbell, Michael Hosick, Raymond Hanneman. He's been hanging around up front all night to start his rookie season. Tyler Dixon. I'm sorry, I'm listening to
They're hazing the new guys.
Poor Raymond is confused. He's hearing some of the trash talk. Some of it's legitimate, but some of it's just guys having fun, and he was worried he had walked into shoot out the OK Corral.
It took me 2 full seasons to realize who likes each other and who doesn't. Because you would think that everybody hates each other.
It's look, I mean that's the blessing and the curse with league racing, right?
Yep.
For anyone, obviously you can do the official racing, and iRacing honestly does a great job with the procedures it uses for the official racing to match people up with like skilled competitors and all of that. But you never know who's going to be in those races when you sign up for them. It's just like a pickup game at the YMCA, right?
Right.
These leagues, whether it's Elite or one of the other leagues out there, you're seeing the same guys every week. And for some of these guys, they're running 2 or 3 nights a week. And they're racing against those guys all of those nights. And you make friends and you make enemies. And it's just, That's the beauty of it. So some of these new guys, they don't have any friends or any enemies yet, but give it time.
Yep.
They will. Raymond Hanneman finding out about that through the voice chat right now, but he's having a pretty good night right now. He's hoping he doesn't make any enemies. He can keep that 85 near the front of the field as we get back underway. Oh. A little bit of a stack up there on the bottom line with the Jay Kaner truck.
Chad blinking again.
Yeah, I was about to say Chad Frankenfield is third when his truck is with us. It might be the worst that we've seen. I won't say the worst it's been all night because we haven't had him front and center on camera all night. But while he's been up front, this is the worst that blinking has been. Hopefully it'll settle down as we get a little further along in this restart, as we see the field work by the lap truck of David Westergreen. Sounds like a pass-through penalty to the 77 of Trey Eidson for a lane change on the restart, which he's already well off the pack, so it sounds probably just adding insult to injury for him at this point, but not what he hoped for here at Daytona. That's gonna definitely hurt his chances unless he can catch a caution of getting a decent finish out of tonight. Of course, Eidson won the Clash on last Monday night, if I remember correctly.
I believe that is true. Did we ever figure out who won the 2 duels?
I did. You were here.
I know. I'll do some research. You talk, I'll do some research.
I'll talk. 15 laps to go. Jesse Racimas, Chad Frankenfield leading the charge. The intensity is just got to keep ratcheting up as we get down to the finish of this. 15 laps, I mean, it doesn't sound like a lot. It's really still an eternity. I mean, you do the math. That's still nearly 40 miles here around Daytona, but when that counter gets closer and closer to single digits, everybody starts thinking about, where do I need to be for this race to the finish? How do I get myself in position? What do I need to do now to get myself there?
Okay, I got the answer.
So it was
Duel 1 was
Talon.
Harrison Talon, yes.
Okay.
Duel 2 was David Tooker.
Oh, it was David Tooker. David Tooker. 10-4. Well, Harrison Talon was with us tonight and just decided not to turn any laps.
In spirit.
Chad Frankenfield leading that lap. 13 laps to go. Still waiting to see if somebody will get that third lane going. I figure it's only a matter of time.
Gerald Campbell in the interesting position of helping Chad Frank.
I'm sure this isn't how he drew it up.
Not what he thought of when he thought about coming back for Sundays.
Oh, a little bit of contact there with Gerald and Jay Kaner. They keep it going, though. Pretty good push here from Gerald. Now Chad will drop to the bottom. Get down in front of Jesse Racimas to lead that bottom lane. Can Cody McCorkle in the 2 truck get Gerald Campbell pushed to the front here? A little squirrely out of 2. That's going to hurt their run a little bit. Can they get formed up here? Right now, the thing that's hurting really both of these lanes is you get about 4 or 5 trucks deep, and there's a little bit more berth. You see, like Tyler Dixon. Well, now I say that Raymond Hanneman pulled up in front of Tyler Dixon, but Tyler Dixon was hanging about truck length back. Kendall Noah Player had been hanging about truck length back before he moved up to the top. You can tell once you get to about 10th or so, all those guys are trying to leave a little bit of space in case there's a wreck, and there's Brandon Key turned around, but that's not going to bring out caution. A little bit of contact there with Frank Fody down into William White, and he spins up, hits the wall, comes to a stop. And that did not bring out a caution using the iRacing caution system. No manual yellows here. So we stay green. Jesse Racimas, Chad Frankenfield side by side. 10 laps to go. Chad drops down to the bottom in front of Racimas. Gerald Campbell, Cody McCorkle on that top lane. Jay Kaner still running in the top 5 after catching that incredibly well-timed caution. They close in on... Oh, this is tight! David Westergreen. Oh, boy. Real late move to get around him from the leaders. They get by, though. 9 laps to go. That's allowed Chad Frankenfield to get out front. The second line will have to form up again. A little bit of a run down the backstretch here for the 00 of Gerald Campbell. Cody McCorkle still pushing as much as he can. Definitely this whole top pack trying to get formed back up after taking evasive action around the 18 of David Westergreen. 7 laps to go. 8 laps to go, excuse me.
I think Gerald's just motivated by wanting to talk on Sunday again.
He's definitely giving us something to talk about. Jake Kaner working his way off the yellow line just a little bit. Got really close to Campbell there. Now another push from Cody McCorkle down the backstretch. Now they're going to get side by side coming out turn 4. The run continues. Gerald Campbell to the front into 00. Can Cody McCorkle get around Chad? No. Gerald Campbell drops down. 7 laps to go. Now it's going to be Cody McCorkle leading that second lane. Raymond Hanneman trying to push him to the front. Now they get the run down the backstretch. McCorkle into 2. Alongside Gerald Campbell into 00. Chad Frankenfield into 15. Now the bottom get... Oh, wow. Squirrely there from Gerald Campbell, but he keeps it going. Chad Frankenfield jumps up top. Chad has a run. Chad to the front. 6 laps to go. Now Chad's got to drop back down to the bottom in front of Campbell. Frankenfield, Chad Frankenfield to the lead with 6 laps to go at Daytona. Here they come down to... Oh, out of shape. Now we're wrecking.
Gerald's
Campbell
around.
in front of the field. Tyler Dixon is in it. Kendall Noah Player's in it. Cody McCorkle's in it. Gerald Campbell, the first one we saw go around. We'll take a look at the replay. So
he gave a push to Chad.
He gave a push to Chad out of corner. That gets him sideways. And I think Gerald got a little bit of a bump from Racimas, which got him across the nose of McCorkle. And that's kind of what sets this whole deal off. McCorkle, of course, nowhere to go. Tyler Dixon involved. Raymond Hanneman gets a piece of it after the strong night he's been having all night. Might not have been too bad for Hanneman. Fortunately, this didn't collect as many trucks as it could have. Most guys able to get low, and some of them all the way to the grass. One guy you can see pretty much ran the bus stop like he was running the Rolex 24 this weekend. But it's better that than getting into the accident. As there you see Sean Ryan.
Didn't bother slowing down any.
Hey, sometimes that's what you gotta do.
Hey. Worried about getting stuck in the grass. All right.
So now, let's see. Are we still... They're not doubling up. I'm not sure if this is going to be a natural... I say natural. We're going to see if this ends up being one of our green-white checkered attempts or if we're going to naturally restart with 2 to go. Which I don't even... We'll see. We will find out in due time. Chad Frankenfield leading the way. Jesse Racimas, Jake Connor, Raymond Hanneman, Michael Hossack, David Carpenter, Frank Fody, of course, Michael Goodman, Sean Ryan, Sam Boutwell. We haven't seen him up front much tonight. There he is in the top 10. Chase Cabry, welcome back. Kendall Noah Player, former Home Place Beer Daytona 500 winner. Johnny Thomas, another former Daytona 500 winner. Tyler Dixon, running 14th. Andrew Hardcastle, 15th. Jaden Racimas. William White. And after that, it's a lot of guys on pit road trying to get damage fixed.
We're still single file. Let's run the rest of that ad.
Let's do it.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
The NASCAR Cup Series returns to Worldwide Technology Raceway on June 1st and 2nd, 2024. The time to get your tickets is now. For only $10 down, you can lock in your seats for an incredible weekend of family fun, featuring the Enjoy Illinois 300 and the Confluence Music Festival. Racing, music, camping, it all adds up to one amazing party. Go to www.raceway.com for the hottest ticket of the year.
Welcome back here on the Elite Racing Network to Daytona 250, the season opener for the Stay Tuned Sports Truck Series. If you're just tuning in, you're here just in time. getting ready to restart with 2 laps to go. This is going to be a natural green-white checker. These are lap 99 and lap 100 coming up. Not one of the green-white checkered attempts. If you're unfamiliar with how this goes in the iRacing world, if the caution comes out during the first lap, we will get a green-white checkered attempt. If it comes out, if there's a wreck after the white flag, we're racing back to the line. The caution cannot fly on the last lap in iRacing. It will be a race to the checkered once they take the white flag, no matter what happens. Chad Frankenfield leading the field to green. Pace truck is off. Chad Frankenfield into 15, Jesse Racimus into 70. Through the restart zone to the green flag. It's a 2-lap shootout at Daytona. Chad Frankenfield getting out front. Jay Connor into 9. Providing the push. Will they get formed up behind him? Will somebody further back get a run? We see Raymond Hanneman in the 85. How much damage did he get in that instant? He stayed out. He's staying up front. He's trying to put Jesse Racimus, but Chad Frankenfield jumps up top. Here comes the 9. Chad blinks. Here comes Michael Hosick in the 24. The 9 of Connor, the 15 of Frankenfield as they come out of turn number 4 to the white flag. They're wrecking. Is this guy bring out the caution before they get there?
No.
No. We are racing to the finish. We'll go back and see what happened later, but right now the focus on the battle for the win. Chad Frankenfield, Jesse Racimus, contact. Connor out of shape. Hanneman's going to get down to 3rd in the 85. Chase Cabry is behind him. Can they get lined up? Can they form a run to challenge these top 2? Chad Frankenfield into 15, Jesse Racimus into 70. Here comes Hanneman in the 85. Can he swing wide and challenge for the lead coming out turn 4? What will Jesse Racimus do? They're all out of shape. Who's it going to be? Racimus to the outside. Frankenfield with the push.
No.
Frankenfield's turn. Who got there? They're all wrecking.
Raymond Hanneman.
A rookie. Raymond Hanneman taking the win. Welcome to Elite.
Wow.
Oh my goodness. We'll take a look at the replay. Raymond Hanneman. Here's what he saw coming to the line, gets the push from the 9, saves it. Of course, they get out of shape in front of him. At this point, he's pushing Chad Frankenfield. Chad goes up just a little bit, gets into the left front of Racimus. And from there, the seas parted. Raymond Hanneman taking the win. What a moment. I mean, that's what we love about this truck series. New names. Getting their feet wet here in Elite. Well, they know his name now. Raymond Hanneman picking up the win in that 85 truck for Street Limit Racing. Robert Hill be happy.
Yeah, he already pointed out
win.
two Canadians on the podium. Michael Hosick as well.
Oh, man. What a finish. What a start to Speed Weeks. Or Speed Week. Raymond Hanneman burning it down. Hopefully we'll get to hear from our top finishers here shortly. But for now, let's take a look at the results as they cross the line.
That is not the results.
Not cool, SDK. Not cool.
Going as 19? That's not cool. Yeah,
There we go. Now we're talking. Raymond Hanneman picking up the win by 44 hundredths of a second ahead of Jesse Racimus. Michael Hosek, third. Jay Connor, fourth. Sean Ryan, fifth. Chase Cabry, sixth. Frank Fody, seventh. Andrew Hardcastle, eighth. Sam Boutwell, ninth. And Johnny Thomas, 10th. When the dust had settled, of course, you can see the rest of the results there. You want to go ahead and talk to our winner here?
Yeah, I was just sending a message to see if they know that we need the top 3. Yeah, let's go ahead and take Wayman.
So first, let's talk to our winner tonight, Raymond Hanneman. Welcome to Elite, and welcome to Victory Lane at Daytona. Talk us through that last lap and what all unfolded to bring you here to Victory Lane.
Man, I don't even know how I did it. This truck was broken down, beat up all night long, and after that last caution, when I don't even know what happened. I think Chad went down on the apron, and then everyone tried to move up the track there, and it happened right in front of me. I was just like, I think I got the hood damage. I think there's something wrong, but I'm just gonna hold into it. So going into that natural green white checkered, it was very weird. Don't get me wrong. I don't know if I got loose or if I was getting pushed the wrong way or whatever happened there, but it got loose coming out of 3, or I guess it was out of 2, and made the backstretch work. And I was trying to push Chad there because I didn't think my truck was fast enough, and I don't know if I got into his left rear, right rear wrong, but when he went over top of the nose of the guy in second place there, I was like, this is mine. I have it. There's no way.
I know at one point we were kind of joking about here on the broadcast because we heard you under one of the cautions talking and listening in on the driver chat and trying to figure out who was mad at who and who was just joking around. And, being a new guy, that's one of the things you don't really think about much, is just not racing around these guys as much as obviously people who have been elite for years and years. How much did that play a factor tonight, being the new guy here and trying to draft with these guys all night long?
Honestly, the competition in this racing so far, just after tonight, I am confident 100%. I can hold, everyone around me holds a line. The pushing's really good, and you got cars that are pushing 3 cars back, 4 cars back in line, and the train is just going. It's so hard to make a pass here. Everyone's tight racing. Like it's fun. Like you can tell that the competition here is 100%. It's different. It's a different vibe, and I'm loving it. I'm loving it so far.
Well, you get to add your name to the list of Daytona winners here in Elite. I know it's just a truck series, but still, look, it's Daytona. It's a win against, like you say, this tough competition. And great start to the season for you. Before we let you go, who do you have to thank for this trip to Victory Lane?
Got to thank my teammates, both Harrison Whitehead, Thomas Coonan. Apparently, unfortunately, Thomas Coonan couldn't make it into the race, but Street Limit for backing up everything they do. Huge team shout out to them. My sponsors, the Crew app, great app to use for any car rallies out there. Boost the North, and I want to thank, of course, Moza for all the wheel support and all the technology they give out to hold a straight line on these tracks.
Absolutely. Thank you for joining us, Raymond. Congratulations, and see you next week at Indy.
Yeah, I'll be there.
All right, so there you have it. Raymond Hanneman, the winner here tonight. Next, we will hear from our runner-up finisher, Jesse Racimus. Jesse, you had a front row seat for all of that there on the green-white checkered restart. What did you see on your way to this second-place finish tonight?
It was a madhouse tonight. I mean, I dropped to the back after the second stage. I don't even know where I placed for the second stage, either third or fourth. But yeah, on that final restart, I mean, it was just, I was overheating on that last run before the last caution, and I knew it was just going to be a push fest. And man, I kind of wish Chad would have stayed down just a little bit lower, but I mean, it's not ultimately on him. It was just an off-center push, and that kind of messed everything up. But yeah, I mean, good run. I'm just happy to be finished not in the infield care center.
That's half the battle at Daytona, right? It seemed like these trucks were just, I won't say a handful, but it definitely seemed to get just really unpredictably squirrely at times, especially in the corners. We know how this super speedway racing in general can be. It has to be as disappointing as it is to not get the win, it still has to be a pretty good feeling to come out here with a strong finish to start the season.
Oh, for sure. Definitely in a better spot than I was last season, I believe. So, yeah, I'm just looking forward to the rest of the season, and hopefully we could keep her clean and get some good finishes.
Who do you have to thank for this second place run tonight before we let you go, Jesse?
Jay Connor for sure. I mean, we kind of hooked up towards the end there, and we're not official teammates in the trucks, but we are in Xfinity and ARCA, and he was in here for the ride because he made it based off of points from last season, and we just got hooked up with each other and kind of kept it that way the whole race as much as we could.
There you have it. That's Jesse Racines, your second place finisher tonight. Congrats on the run, Jesse, and we'll see you next week.
All right, thanks, guys.
No, Michael Hossack. Still, congrats to him on the third place run, but without him, that's about all the excitement we can stand for opening night, Dave. Definitely. No, congratulations to Raymond Hanneman. Of course, I mean, I know we've already talked about, but that's what I love about this truck series, right? The Cup Series names you know for years and years and years from talking about it here in Elite, but this truck series is where the guys first show up, either here or the ARCA series on Tuesday night. This is where you get to see somebody like a Raymond Hanneman for the first time, and lo and behold, here he is taking the win at Daytona, announcing his presence for the rest of the season. He's got to be somebody we're talking about between now and all the way to the finale at Nashville in June. It's a long way between here and there, but certainly an exciting start to the season. And don't forget, not only an exciting start to the season, but an exciting start to Speed Weeks here tomorrow night. I'll be in the car. Somebody else will be up here. As we do 300 miles at Daytona in the Xfinity cars in the Mark Revelos Photography Grand National Series. And then Tuesday night, ARCA's going to do this. All right. You get to check out the Pit Pass Network ARCA series on Tuesday night. And then finally, last but not least, one of the signature events here in Elite. Obviously, you can debate whether it's the Daytona 500 or the Indy 500 is the biggest one to win. Definitely on the stock car side, it's not a debate. Everybody wants to win the home place beer Daytona 500. That'll be Wednesday night. Be sure to check it out. I'll be here watching it, checking out the broadcast here on Elite Racing Network. Dave will be punching buttons for that one again with David Westergreen and Gerald Campbell on the call. Be sure, if you don't catch another broadcast the rest of this season, be sure to be here Wednesday night. But we hope you see you all the time. Subscribe to the Elite Racing Network. Check us out. Racing all week long. Of course, there's the IndyCar series as well. We can call it the IndyCar series now, which is pretty exciting.
Yep.
That's on Thursday nights. They'll be racing this Thursday night as well, as you see on the screen there. They're at Kansas. Plenty of racing to check out all week long here at Elite. As for me, I'll see y'all next Sunday night when we go to Kansas Speedway. We're going to Indy, right?
Indianapolis is where we go next week.
Yeah, I'm bad. Kansas is 2 weeks from now.
Yeah.
I'll be here. Check it out when we go to Indy next week here on the Elite Racing Network. Dave, anything you'd like to add before we call it a night?
Nope. That's one in the can. One down, 11 to go?
One down.
We have 12, don't we?
I think it's more
14.
than that.
Maybe it's 14. One down, a lot to go.
An exciting season of racing left to go. Be sure to check it out all season long. Thank you all for tuning in. Congratulations to Raymond Hanneman winning on debut, as they say, here in the Stay Tuned Sports Truck Series. I'm Zach Evans. He's Dave Huckleberry. Check us out here next week. Stay tuned all week long. Don't miss a second of the action here on Speed Weeks here at Daytona. We'll see you next week. Thank y'all.